What is going on, Navy Wrestling Nation? All right, so season 2, episode 10. It's been a hot minute since I've gotten behind the camera here. Apologize for the hiatus. We are coming back right after, a strong holiday training session. Hopefully everybody had a good break. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The team just got back from Southern Scuffle and the Soldier Salute up in Coralville, Iowa. We sent 9 guys go compete at the Soldier Salute. Of those 9, we brought back 4 place winners and a champion at 174, Danny Wask, who also came back with the Outstanding Wrestler Award, which is the second year in a row a Navy wrestler has won that title. Last year, Josh Coderhant got the OW at 141 pounds. And then we took 15 wrestlers down to Chattanooga for the Southern Scuffle. So the team kind of split up. Half the staff went up to Iowa. The other half went down to Chattanooga. So 15 guys competed down there, and we had 5 place winners down there. John Lay took 4th, had an outstanding tournament. He went 4-2 on the weekend. 3 of those 4 wins were over ranked guys. So John received a lot of recognition from the rankings this week, which I'll get into in a second. Then we had Andrew Binney came back with a 5th place finish, defeating Charlie Farmer of West Point, which was a big win and a great way to end the tournament for Andrew at 125 pounds. We had Dylan Elmore take a 5th place finish. I think this was a great tournament for Dylan. Got him the opportunity to see some different competition from people all over the country, and had some big wins out there coming. I think he had a 5-2 record on the weekend, and again a 5th place finish for him. So it was a good showing for Dylan at 165. We also had 2 8th place finishes with Nick Vafiatis, 141 pounds. It was great to see Nick get on the podium. He's one of those guys who's just been a worker for the last 3 years, and it's great to see him competing and getting on the podium at a high level tournament like this. So congrats to Nick. And then Peyton Thomas, our 197 pounder, who's just been an absolute tear on the national stage. So an 8th place finish for him. So good job for Peyton. One thing I want to highlight before we bring on our guest, like I said, it was a great weekend. With 9 guys competing up in Iowa, and then 15 guys down in Chattanooga, 24 guys getting the chance to get on the mat, and then a lot of good guys, placing, pulled some of these guys into the rankings that we hadn't really seen. So Brennan Ferretti had a great tournament down there, and was getting recognized for Intermat this week. We see him at the number 31 in the rankings. Caden Ricciardi, after a 4th place finish at Soldier, he moved up to 28 and 32 from Flow Intermat respectively. John Lay, like I just said, he had a great tournament, finishing 4th and beating 3 ranked guys. So coming from a non-ranked position and then coming in at 24 and 33 on Intermat. Dylan, after his 5th place finish, he comes in at 32 for both of those rankers. And then, Peyton and Spencer continue to be in the rankings. And then Danny, of course, I don't think he wrestled anybody ranked higher than him, so he just stayed where he was at 9 and 8 for Flow and Intermat. So great weekend for the midshipmen, and pretty cool to see 8 different guys spread across the 10 weight classes in the rankings. Another one that has kind of been in and out of the rankings is Zion, who had a great finish, 3rd place at Soldier. Not in the rankings right now, but it's hard. I think when rankers are making these decisions, they're looking at our lineups or everybody's lineup and trying to figure out who the starter is. And right now it's not really determined for Navy, but both guys obviously had good weekends and deserve that recognition. So whoever the starter ends up being, I think will receive whatever that ranking is. So good job to everybody. Great. I don't know when the last time it was to have 7 mids in the rankings in the top 33. So this is awesome for our guys, especially leading into this first coaches poll rankings, which will come out in the next couple weeks. But yeah, without further ado, I think it is a little bit overdue, I guess, to get Danny Wask on here. first time since last year. But Danny, great job on the weekend, man. This is your third time going to Soldier?
That's my second.
Second time? You didn't go your freshman year?
No. I went to F&M, and yeah, I never hit Soldier my blue year.
Okay. I feel like this. I mean, we'll get to more of a recap on Soldier, but at least from where I was standing in the shadows, watching you, you looked a lot more composed from what I remember last year. At least this time, I don't know if your training over break was better or if you're in a better headspace, your body was feeling better. But you just like nobody had an answer for your stuff. So I don't know if you want to start off by, I don't know, talking a little bit about Soldier or.
Yeah, Soldier was I felt really good competing out there. Everything was good from training, break at home, taking a little bit of time to rest and recover. Being able to go out and work what we've been doing in the room. Trying to do a lot more turns and look more dominant when you're competing. And I think when you're more dominant, you send a message to the guys you're wrestling. So that was a big part of what I wanted to do this tournament.
Well, yeah, you brought up a couple things. Like that's a good point. Yeah, you guys got a little bit of time to go back, reset. I think that's good for your body, good for your mind to kind of just get away for a minute. Obviously, you guys don't get very many opportunities to just kind of separate yourself from the chaos of Bancroft Hall and the stresses around it. So it's good that you did that. But yeah, going out and dominating in a big point of emphasis, like that the team's been focusing on, especially the 2 weeks like leading up to Soldier, was like take a guy, turn him, take a guy down and turn him, or really look for a turn on top, looking to pin and get back points. And that's something that I can pretty confidently say everybody this weekend, at least up in Iowa, got a set of back points. Like everybody did. And you definitely did too. And that's something that, like I said, the team's been focusing on. But did a really good job this weekend, like racking up the points.
Yeah, Colette was super pumped up seeing us. I guess it all started before Morgan State, where we like put a lot more emphasis on top, and, like getting turns and trying to stick people, and being able to translate it from Morgan State into Soldier Salute or into the Scuffle, where the competition, those bigger tournaments, the competition is going to elevate the further you get. So being able to do it on a bigger stage is good.
Do you think the adjustments on top, like even not just for you, but like across the team, like was that more of a mental adjustment, or you think it was actually like a training thing that was emphasized in the room more?
I don't think the training hurt. I think it, guys being able to see themselves doing it for the first time, allowed them to be able to do it more consistently. And that's something I kind of hope our team keeps going. We going into dual season, bonus points are going to be huge. So if we can turn people, we can stick people. That'd be great. And I think training has definitely been helping a lot with that. And I think just people starting to believe in themselves that they can, just take people down and stick them and ride them and turn them, get riding time, wear the other guy out.
How much of that is that stuff that you talk to the guys on the team, like behind the curtain, or do you? I mean, I know for a fact guys look to you for example. So like when you go out there and put 20 points on the board, you're obviously the example for everybody to go and do something, like to try and follow that and emulate that. Is that something that you talk about when you're talking to guys, or like trying to get them hyped up, or maybe Coach Colad has emphasized that to you as one of the leaders on the team?
Yeah, I think and like people feed off each other's energy. So like even if I'm not having, if I'm not firing all cylinders, you're still being able to like compete hard. And, everybody else is going to compete hard. Or like just being able to rack up points. It's kind of infectious, and everybody else is gonna want to score if they see me do something super cool, or if I see someone else do super cool before me, then I'm gonna be fired up. Like if I see Caden do some slimy stuff, I'm gonna want to like go bananas when I wrestle because I can't be slimy, but I got my stuff. So
Yeah, I don't know if anybody can do what that dude does. Yeah, well, no, I think you mentioned that in your first like statement, so I think that was something worth sharing. Like, I I can say like without hesitation that up until this past weekend, riding guys and looking for turns on top was not our strong suit so far. And then walking away, from Soldier, and then after talking with like Blaze and Barry and those guys that were down in Chattanooga, like we were turning guys, we're getting pins, we're getting tech falls. So like that's awesome to see, and I think that's a direct correlation to the like I said, and you said like the point of emphasis in the training over break. So I think that's worth sharing, and hopefully we're able to continue to work on that stuff and continue to do it, in the back half of this season. Like pretty much tournament season's over. We'll send a small group up to F&M this weekend, but we got Lehigh in a week and a half. We've got George Mason, Bucknell again. Like all these interconference duels coming up, leading up to Army and then conference. So tournament season's pretty much over. So hopefully we can continue to build and dominate on top. So I kind of just gave a quick summary of what the next couple of weeks leading up to Army and conference will look like, but maybe give me a little bit of a recap for you up to this point. I feel like yesterday it was blue and gold, and we're already in January. So yeah, give me a little bit of your perspective on that.
Yeah, well, I think to start the year, kind of beating a guy that's like super tough, and I go back and forth with an Augustine.
Yeah.
Who's big, got the big takedown last second. And then, competing hard at the classic, but falling in the finals is like I was pretty pissed, is what it is, was able to go out and, get a lot of bonus points for my team when we did the duels against App State and Rutgers. Was able to wrestle some good guys there, get some good wins. And then I felt like I underperformed at Vegas, even though like I took second, like I was the 1 seed. I probably should have won that weight. I felt like I didn't compete well. So being able to, get my head back on straight, I guess you can say, but being able to figure it out in the finals against a tough opponent, Gabe's tough kid, really good, wrestles up, beats big guys. Just being able to figure it out against, a tough kid like that in the finals, just, it's encouraging. And then being able to build on it for the last half of the year is what's going to be important. So.
Yeah, I think, Danny, I mean, you've wrestled exceptionally like so far, and like that's the standard you've set for yourself. Obviously I think there's some moments in some of these matches you wish you'd had back. But you and I have had separate like private conversations, and like, you probably have one of the hardest schedules in your weight class, across your weight class. Like your schedule so far is one of the toughest that that anybody that you're going to wrestle, minus some of these Big Ten guys that wrestle a top 10 dude, here in the back half of the season every weekend.
Yeah.
So your RPI score or whatever your ranking is through the roof, based on the ranked opponents you've had so far. And yeah, I mean, I'll share the end of the Luca Augustine match. This is obviously one that, was big for you personally. I think you've always been ranked higher than him, but it's kind of one of those guys that you've gone you've had some close head-to-head ones, and he's gotten the better of you. And this was a really fun one to watch. Oh shoot, there we go. But yeah, so a little background. You're down by 2, right? Are you tied?
Yeah. No, I'm losing.
Yeah, he stung you pretty quick early, and then you're kind of fighting back. You're down. He's holding on to you here, and there's like, I don't know, 7 seconds left. He's just fighting for the stalemate here, just trying to kill time.
Yeah, he was doing a good job looking busy.
He's not trying to score. Let's be
No,
fair.
just looking busy. But, that's the game.
I can't remember if this is – yep, no, this is the one that doesn't have it. Anyway, you take him down. I don't know. With 7 seconds left. I don't know where that clip got erased to, but you took him down in a very dramatic way.
Yeah, it was a neat pick.
I don't know why we don't have that on there.
It's all
right. But yeah, that was a big win. I know you wanted the one back from Navy Classic. Against Minto. But look, you're going to see that guy again. You got a better game plan next time. And then, at Vegas, you looked good. Maybe you could have opened up a little bit better. In a second place finish at a tournament like that is nothing to like hang your head about. Obviously you want to win it as the number 1 seed, but still a good opportunity and a good experience for you. And overall, I think Vegas was pretty good as a team, like compared to last year. So that's always a tough tournament, man.
Yeah.
What about for the team? Like, I know I just asked a rundown for you personally, but how do you feel like, at least at this point, the team is a little bit different from last year? The schedule pretty much mirrors what we did last year, minus moving the Navy Classic right after the pit duel.
Yeah, and the Soldiers a little bit later, just a couple days though. But yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I think all teams are different, but the group of guys we got right now, I feel like we all show up every day. Like we want that big, like the next big thing. Like we're all training really hard. We all have like a shared common goal, which is good, and it really helps us just bring each other up. And I think it's awesome, that guys are starting to get some recognition for beating some good guys, and I think it's going to help them because they can see like, oh, like this, they're going to look at matchups and see a guy ranked above them, and then they're going to be pretty confident going into a match, like because they got a number next to their name. Like I usually don't really care about what I'm ranked because, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't, really matter until March, and then that's who win. You got to wrestle the big tournament. But it's good. It's pretty big, to see a lot of the guys, getting ranked, getting confidence, a little bit of pep in their step, and I think guys seeing that they're gonna become more dominant because they're gonna start more belief in themselves because other people see it, and I think it's gonna be good.
One thing that I really feel like the biggest difference, and you kind of said it, but maybe I just kind of say it in a different way, is like, I have the unique privilege of being able to see the guys training every day. And, I know when you're practicing, like you're just doing your thing, like you're focused on you, but there is definitely a different vibe and level of intensity this year versus last year. Not that last year wasn't intense or anything. I think Colat has really set the precedent, or he set the precedent in the off season coming into this year about a competitive mindset and a more competitive training culture. And I think that has really carried pretty well so far into the season. And, you see guys like Zion stepping up, like you moving up a weight class, and, him and Peyton have been battling back and forth to figure out who the guy is. And, John Lay having a good weekend like this, and Dylan kind of breaking through this past weekend. Guys like Vafi and Caden, both guys having a good year so far. Like, so now there's depth, even guys like Gage, who, as a plebe, we've had, Williams in the lineup at 84. He's going through some injury stuff, but having a guy to just that can step up and be that next guy and not really miss a beat in the lineup. So that's my take on what's different this year. I think last year it was not that it wasn't intense. I just feel like it's just been a different level of confidence and intensity.
Yeah, I feel like we're like better too. I feel like we're better at competing, and like we're not undefeated. We lost a couple duels, but we wrestled some really good teams. UNC is like a top 15 team. We should have beat them. We had
Rutgers.
a few matches just not go our way.
Yeah.
But like we're one match off of those like top 15, top 20 schools. So guys being able to see that and seeing how close like we are instead of like wilting, they're stepping up to the plate and wanting to step up to the challenge and be the guy.
This might be a difficult question for you to answer, like being a humble guy like you, but how much, like, how big of an influence do you think your presence has, like, as a returning All-American, and still having, 3 semesters left at the Naval Academy? Like, that's got to be huge. I know it is. You might not realize it yourself, but I'm sure that the people are, have asked you, like, what is that big stage like? What is the blood round like? And you have to help them visualize that leading up to March so that they can put themselves in those positions, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's important to, I don't know, to be humble. But it's also important to like be able to, talk about the experiences I've had and the big matches I've wrestled and the stages I've been on to, like you said, help those guys visualize it. Even like the super minute details, like, like what I was smelling or like the whistles or like the announcers and like just being able to help put guys in that situation, whether it be like the blood round or like soldier finals. Yeah, I think it's important for like they help me just stay on the ball as well. Like it's not just me helping them. Like you said, I hold myself to a pretty high standard. Like I can't stand losing. I shouldn't be losing to anybody. And just having those guys there to like keep me, I guess, accountable and like me keeping them accountable is really good. But
Yeah.
So that's a tough question, I guess.
Well, I think it's a hard one because you are a humble guy, but also like, I mean, wrestling is like you have to be a selfish guy in wrestling. Like, when you're practicing and training, you're not necessarily thinking about like what Coder Hant's doing next to you or like what Spencer's doing at the other end of the room. Like, but it's undeniable that, your presence and the things you say in the locker room carry a little bit more weight, and the guys are gonna, definitely listen to what you say over somebody that may not have had the same type of success. Or I want to emphasize how important that is. You know it, but it's not something you wear on your shoulder, I think is what I wanted to say or emphasize, like, because you're just not that type of guy, but it's something that's felt, right? And I just said it. It's kind of crazy to think that you still have, but only have 3 more semesters left, right? It's kind of crazy. Like, yeah.
First day of school was today.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. How did it go?
I had some German, intro to international relations,
Nice.
double E,
Oh boy.
and maritime warfare. It was rough. Got back late from Soldier too. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was quite the travel day. All right, let's go. I mean, we kind of jumped through Soldier, but I'm gonna pull up the match against Arnold. And I'm not you've wrestled Gabe before.
Back in high
we
school.
go. But he was a guy. What is he? A sophomore, redshirt sophomore?
Something like that. Eligibility doesn't exist anymore.
But he was a guy that got a lot of hype when he got to Iowa, and even when he's not in the lineup, people are still talking about him.
Yeah, he's super tough.
Yeah. And you shared with me after the match that you had wrestled him before and beat him in rideouts. Obviously this was a high school, but that had to give you some confidence going into this match, despite all the hype around him, right?
Yeah. I mean, Gabe and I, we actually go back. We used to train together in high school a little bit. I mean, we were rivals too. He was Sam, I was Blair, but yeah, we used to train together a little bit in Tennessee. Yeah, it was super fun though, being able to wrestle an Iowa guy in Iowa.
Yeah, yeah. And I just I felt like you just complete. It was a sudden victory takedown, but you looked confident and relaxed the whole time. You never really gave up position. This is a situation I know that you want to finish, and you don't here. But despite this little flurry, there really wasn't a moment where I felt like you were in jeopardy of giving up something. He gets a go behind attempt, I think in the second, but at least from me, watching in the background, there you had this level of confidence, this aura of confidence that it almost looked like you knew you were going to win this thing. And I hope that's something that you're able to kind of carry those feelings and in that style for the rest of this season, because you're gonna obviously wrestle guys better than him to get to your goals, right?
Yeah.
I mean, am I off there? I don't know. That's just what it looked like.
I don't know. I just felt like I was wrestling. Felt pretty good. The whole tournament, I felt like I was moving really well.
Yeah.
Which is good. And I feel like when I'm moving super good, a lot of people can't stick around.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you dominated the pace, the mat. You were controlling the center the whole time. The hand fight, the shot attempts. You rode him more than he rode you. Here's another situation right at the end of the period that you almost had him. But yeah, man, this is a big win. This was a fun one to watch. It was cool, the whole team, right there on the edge of the stands, kind of out cheering the Iowa team.
Yeah, the guys cheering was pretty awesome.
Let's see if I can find the end of this thing here. So it's 1-1. Note, riding time not a factor. Actually, yeah, we're in overtime now. Sudden victory. And it's right at the end of the match too. You get this reattack.
It's coming up.
Yeah. Right at the end of the buzzer here, right before the buzzer, really.
He was doing a good job with that one snap, but
yeah, he's got a good left hand snap.
I had to eat that. That one hit me in the lip. It's all good. Boom. You got hit for stalling. Yep.
Crazy stall call to the body. Tries to roll through. Yeah, there's control. There you go.
Colette was telling me clip my headgear back on because we were in Iowa and the Brands brothers stood break. So I was like, oh boy.
You had to expect it, and mentally, I know that's such a, you go through all that effort to just finish a shot, and you were there 3 times in that match.
I lost you.
Saying, make sure you're ready to go. I mean, we've all been there. I'm sure you've been there where you get a late point or whatever to finish it. They challenge it. It's overturned. And you're like, oh, shoot. you thought you already won, right? That's kind of a mind messes with you a little bit, but
Yeah, it was good to have Colak keep me calm, like let me know like maybe match isn't over, especially coming from Colak, who's been
he's been there.
Screwed over in worse spots. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, I mean, you got the call, worked out in Iowa. You didn't get Carvered or in the Extreme Arena.
soldier salute, baby. Had to help Navy guy, right?
Yep, that's right. Yeah, it was awesome. That was awesome. And then to see the guys kind of run down there and greet you in the tunnel and all that.
It was a good feeling seeing all the guys hyped up, especially because it was like overtime. Stakes were high, able to get it done.
Yep.
Yeah, super cool.
Yep. So what about expectations for the rest of the season? Like I said, we're kind of done with tournaments up until conference. Like we got kind of the gauntlet of duels coming through till Army. Are you expecting to see anybody in these duels that you're not worried about, but like, is there anybody that you might hit that is in the rankings that I can't think of right now?
The Bucknell kid, solid.
Yep, we'll be at home this year against Bucknell. It's nice.
Lehigh, I don't think they have anybody in the rankings, but I'm sure that kid will be tough.
Yeah.
It's usually a tough school.
And we'll be in the pit this year.
Yeah, but I like wrestling in the pit.
Yeah, it'll be good.
I wrestled in high school. It was fun.
You wrestled there in high school? What did you wrestle there?
Blair versus Bergen.
Blair versus Bergen.
Yeah, the year after Bergen beat Blair, we wrestled them in the pit, and we laid it on
them. So yeah, we'll be in the pit at Lehigh January 17th. So that's next Saturday. Yeah, that'll be fun. And then Army back home February 20th.
Yeah.
Yep.
Army. Gotta get that one done.
Yep. How you feeling about that one?
I'm excited to compete. Alumni is gonna be packed.
Yep.
I'm gonna, wrestle really hard, put up a lot of points. I hope.
Start at 174.
Make the fans, happy. Definitely try to, fire up my team, get the fellas rolling.
Yeah, it's gonna be pumped. It's gonna be awesome. I know.
It's a duel we should win. I think we're better than them, but it's a rivalry, so you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, there's always some drama. There's always some drama revolving around the Army-Navy duel. It is nice going to be an alumni. Something I'm going to continue to advertise and leading into the backstretch of this, a little, emphasize a little bit more. But there's a sign up for a social pre-match social. Obviously, Danny, you're not going to be participating in this, but alumni, family, friends, anybody, grab them off the street. Social, an alumni from 1800 to 1915, an alumni before the duel. I'll make sure to add a link in the email here, but that's going to be awesome. There's already been a lot of good feedback about that. So if you haven't got tickets for the duel, make sure you do that as soon as possible before they sell out, because like Danny said, the brigade's going to be there. Lots of alumni in town, and obviously, all the family and friends will be there too. So, and I know Army's going to bring a bunch of people too. So, better not let them out.
It's going to be high energy. Going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it'll be good to have it in alumni. It's been a long time since I was at a Army-Navy duel in alumni. So I'm excited see that, be part of it. Anything else you want to kind of roll through here, man? It's already 36 minutes into this thing. Got classes going. Anything else you want to chat about?
Nah, I mean, I'm just pumped up to get the season rolling.
Yep.
Start fast on my classes, yeah.
How are classes going to be this semester? I know you just said double E. That's got to be the big one, right?
Yeah, I mean, school's always going to be there. School's kind of tough sometimes, so I'll try to start fast so that way I can, focus on wrestling when wrestling comes.
When do you guys this is definitely off topic, but when do you guys look at your summer stuff? It
came out around conference last year.
Oh, okay.
So early March.
Okay. You'll start putting in your preferences.
Yeah.
All right. Do you know what you want to do yet?
No, I'm not having that conversation on here.
All right, we'll focus on wrestling, man.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, good luck with second semester. Straight A's.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for your time, and thanks for all the recap stuff. Excited to watch you compete. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds good. Later, Peyton.
See ya. Okay, like I said, February 20th at 6 to 7:15, we're going to be doing a pre-match social for the Army-Navy duel. It's going to be a good time. There's going to be food, drinks provided, and then obviously a great atmosphere to see some friends, old teammates, meet some families of the guys on the team, a little bit of camaraderie leading up to what's to be expected, a great duel. Like I said, the first time I'll be an alumni for an Army-Navy duel, for some time. So really excited to see the guys bring the energy. Hopefully the brigade brings the energy and get another star on the wall for the mids and, bring home another title for the Star Series, guys. So hopefully you guys can join us on February 20th. Like I said, I'm going to continue to kind of push this in the marketing, on the emails and on social media and stuff. So if you have any questions about it, don't hesitate to reach out. That's what I'm here for. But hopefully we can get everybody there and pack the house. So yeah, stay tuned.